cool. All right, cool. We are back in the building. This is your host with the most, Marcos. We are kicking it right here. And this episode, or I would say this session, is the XTeam session, which is all about the people behind the scenes at XE.com here in the Dubai office. And the lucky lady I get to ask to be the first episode here for the XTeams, who's going to cover women in tech and innovation. So we're going to dive in, look into her story, her origin story in crypto and blockchain, and the kind of work she's doing here at XT.com. And also, hey, we also want her to share some light and her opinions and just her reflections about women in the tech and innovation space. So that being said, hey, Lara, welcome to the XT Cast.
Hello. Thank you, Marcos, for this introduction. How are you doing today?
Hey, so far so good. Hey, first of all, thank you for taking the time. I really do appreciate it. I know it's quite a busy season, a busy time to get into the groove of things. The markets is going crazy.
Yeah.
But I think would you agree that I guess, there's sort of, it depends. I think there's an optimistic view and a pessimistic view in terms of the markets and stuff. Do you kind of share those kind of sentiments?
Yes, in fact, it's a cool time to actually discuss that, since the market is low, and when this is actually happening, we do have time because people don't want to trade. So it's kind of cool to have such a discussions now. And yeah, I mean, in terms of the crypto market and women, I think we need to kind of point out on such things to encourage those women to get into this market and do their work, because we still lack some, girl power in that field. And yeah, so let's discuss that.
Right.
For sure.
No, sure. I'll for that. But before we, dive into girl power, women in tech and innovation, I think our audience need to know a little bit about yourself, and maybe you could tell us a little story about who you are, where you came from, and what is your passions, your future, and all that good jazz.
Definitely. So, hey, what's up, everybody? So this is Lara again, Lara Abou Znad, and I am the manager of influencer relationships and KOLs globally at XT.com. I'm here today to talk about women in crypto, as we said, and also I would like to start by giving a slight introduction about myself. I was born and raised in Lebanon, in the Middle East, and I completed my Bachelor of Architecture at the Lebanese American University. So I'm an architect.
Wow, okay, interesting. Yeah.
And then I was into branding and marketing as well. So I completed my degree of marketing and branding at Udemy School of Business in London. And then I came to Dubai like 3 months ago to dive into the rising crypto world. And I joined XT. Yeah. So in here at XT, my team and I are building and maintaining the influencer brand marketing and relations by working with our design department, also our performance marketing department. And we do that to kind of align directly with them and, kind of target the same goals as we are all doing at the marketing department. So our main goal is to kind of introduce people to what we give here at XT and to stand there for them. We are the world's first social infused exchange, and this is very important. Right. Mm-hmm. It's very important to note that, influencer marketing is a huge part of that slogan that we have, because
interesting, Brian.
In the end, influencers are organic, and there is direct relation with people, with their fan base, who can then become our people and our fan base. So we really need to take care of these things, and me and my team are doing so greatly here at XT. So I'm so glad that I'm having this experience right now. And
All right. Okay.
technically, that's slightly about me.
All right. No, that's true. No, hey, no, thank you for sharing, your origin story. And it is interesting to see you come on, like a little mixed bag of experience, and then you got into the crypto blockchain space. So, but I'm always kind of curious to know, it's like, like someone like me, I guess I'm sort of infatuated with, a lot of the tech stuff, So I always assume it's kind of like a guy's kind of thing, or it's just, it's sort of like a boys' club. Could you kind of say, would I be correct to say that, or is it like a totally different story?
I mean, yeah, it is what it seems to be.
Okay, fair enough. I think,
yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. This all started.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. Sorry. I think there's a little delay.
Yeah, this all started back in college. So at first I wanted to be an architect, and I started hearing those people say, an architect, but you're a girl, and what you want to do with this and that, and I don't know.
Right.
And then, like, this is the mentality that we also have. So yeah, I remember once I was having, back in 2020, actually, during my finals, I was having this lunchtime with my colleagues, and we would be chatting about some other ways to make extra money for our lives. And when the topic of Bitcoin and crypto came along, everyone was discussing the topic of crypto and buying Bitcoin and what's going to happen to this. And, it became the trend, especially in 2019, 2020, after this rise of the Bitcoin price, and everything. So, yeah. And some people were mostly guys. They wanted to start trading and buy crypto and buy Bitcoin. Yeah. And us girls were like, you know what, we don't really care about this thing. And we just didn't want to be in at all, which was kind of funny. But, this always kept me wondering. I mean, for me, when somebody tells me that, guys are interested in something, I go and research, and I become very curious to know, what are these people doing? I want to do that too. So starting from video games to cars and everything. So it's a kind of self-revolution that I'm having,
All right. Okay. Yeah. Cool. I like that. Self-evolution. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I think, because I'm just kind of curious to know, I guess what I noticed is, maybe, a lot of women who are getting into the crypto and blockchain space, they are curious. I think curiosity is one of the main, main points that, get women to enter the space. Is that correct?
That's actually really correct. What I would like to argue about here is that, we are curious. We want to know more, but sometimes it's just like any other individual, whether a male or a female. We all have that need of trying to find ways to make money, or trying to get into the latest trends in the world and all of these things. But it's just this mentality of, it's in general in the world, whereby men have to, they have it as a duty, making money, raising families and running after their businesses and all of these things, whereby women kind of feel like this is an option. But in so many countries, this still exists. But I'm so happy to notice that this is existing less and less and less these days. So you would find huge ambitions and huge dreams that women are trying to accomplish. And one of them is being up to date and being really advanced in terms of tech and crypto and all of these new things that are trendy right now. But the difference is that us women, I believe that we are psychologically more cautious to take a step forward. So we would actually, just like my case, research, read a lot, investigate behind things and try to find the philosophy behind those things. We are emotional human beings. So really
I get you.
Yeah, we want something to attach us to a certain idea so that we can start. And And in my case, I wasn't interested at the beginning, honestly. I mean, I've
Okay.
seen these people
All
and
right.
I'm like, no, I'm not going to trust this. What is the story of
Yeah.
trading something in a decentralized, kind of platforms? And I'm like, this is dangerous. Where are you throwing your money? And I started like getting angry over people. But then, yeah,
Okay.
that
All right.
it was kind of funny, This is how it started.
All
Yeah, but
right.
then I
Okay.
read this Satoshi Nakamoto's white paper on Bitcoin, like
Okay.
when he released that kind of statement about Bitcoin. And I was like, maybe this is going somewhere actually. Like it makes sense,
Okay.
And especially in that year, 2020, where Bitcoin, like, I think in January, it was like, I don't know, somewhere around $8,000 to $9,000. But then but by the end of December, it rose to $35,000 or
Yeah. Right. I
$30,000.
remember.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I
I
remember
was
that.
standing here, I'm like, oh, but I should have invested with my friends back when they started investing at the college,
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, it's okay. And still, because, people, they either speculate about something or they just go for it. I was among the ones who speculated about this thing. I wanted to really
Okay.
know, where is this going? I mean, is it possible to have other ways of making money that are scary like that? And, like the thought of somebody being able to hack a certain platform and then take people's money and get along with
Yeah.
it. It's happened
Oh, sure,
before.
sure. Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
plenty of times, right?
Yeah.
So.
So it was really weird to me to actually just go and trade for something like that. But then, yeah, I realized that, just like architecture and just like any new trend in the world, at the beginning, it takes a lot of time to be accepted and tolerated. So any new style of building, let's say, at the beginning, like even like those expert architects would look at new things and be like, oh my God, what is this? I mean, this is weird. This is like alien. I don't know. But I mean, every start of a new thing that's going to change the world starts by a lot of people not tolerating it, not accepting those ideas. Going against these ideas. But then with time, it really shows that huge changes are going to like occur, and I do believe that this is the case in crypto, because look at us now. I mean, a lot of people are accepting payments in crypto. A lot of people are now, millions and billions are trading, and like the daily volume, the general volume on all platforms is incredible, So I do think that it's no longer a joke. It's no longer in trial and error mode. So there will come a time where all of these issues are sorted out, the hacking, the trust, everything else, and the digital world will take over. And the concept of decentralization will become like more efficient, more trustworthy, just like it could develop as such, So this is my opinion about crypto at the moment. I think it's a life-changing subject, actually.
Yeah. Hey, I'm glad that you said that. I'm glad you said that it is life-changing. I think I'll say not many people realize how, this especially crypto, blockchain, but specifically crypto has really changed our lives in so many ways, right? Like the way we use our internet, our information, and also our money, right? I mean, that's kind of like such a big difference maybe a couple of years ago. So, I guess I'm kind of curious about you, and I know you also talk to other women as well. Like, could you share some insights of what other women are thinking about crypto? Like I know you mentioned they're scared of it, or they think it's kind of crazy, or they just don't talk about it. But is there some sort of a genuine curiosity and they want to be involved in the space?
Yes, I mean, of course there is. So, and of course it's less. Like in terms of numbers, it's much smaller than the number of which men are kind of interested or they are kind of into this world. Also, for example, this I know due to our marketing strategies, because the market study shows that almost 83% of men are into crypto versus the rest which are women. So we always try to target, for example, the men audience of a certain age, like young ages between 18 and 35, let's say. And we like rarely target women. And we had this idea recently about creating a community that would be only based for women. This way we could actually try to, because they would start inviting each others, and maybe we can do something about it, because all the like all the messages that are sent, all the target audience, everything everyone is working on is towards men, just because the market study shows that men are more interested. And these are like numbers that you could find anywhere, even on Google, like the percentages of men versus the percentages of women. And so the biggest mistake is to only target those groups, which is happening a lot in marketing, because who said that us women are not interested? I mean, I know women are not yet equal in terms of trading, in terms of doing investments and stuff, but that also comes out of like the society and like the concept of what women can do and can't do, because even though a lot of advanced countries don't have that anymore, a lot of more countries have that. And it's still a problem, in my opinion, in so many countries, especially like in the region here, and some other regions of the South. And this is normal. I mean, we've been enduring this for a while now, and like for a long time, actually, not for a while. And I guess it takes time, just like everything else took time, but it's only fair to target and to create communities for those women who are interested, because right after people are starting to be interested in NFTs, for example, and in creating tokens that are kind of related to their projects and trying to make those assets, this became more tangible. Like it became more concrete. So now women could be easily interested and easily like wanting to invest, because they would say, I wouldn't lose anything if I'm opening my own business here and I can create a token and then I can promote it this way, then why not? It's the trend. So now we have a more logical reason to consider this option other than just, buying and selling and these things. So I think that it takes time, but I would really advise everyone to like try to also target men and women. And it's the trend, and it will go. I mean, just like any industry in the world, it starts by men. Even though it starts by like you would hear about men doing this, men doing that. I've met with very interesting women with very interesting projects, even in the metaverse, like very advanced projects in the metaverse, who are actually creating things that are very new, but they are literally targeting the needs of women. I mean, this could go with fashion, this could go with, I don't know, children, I don't know, like topics that would really target women. And they are starting to create such projects, which is very nice, actually, because, just like you could make gaming and I don't know, like those video games and those car brands and those, I don't know, you could also make something related to fashion, to this kind of, things that women are very much interested in, like movies, acting, all of these things. Now I believe they have the opportunity of even being more attracted to that, since like they can create whatever they want and just dive in,
Right. That's really cool, though. I love the emphasis of like trying to create communities for women. But I was just kind of curious, like, what do you think? What do you think would take to get more women? What do you say, involved in the space? Does it require like more education, or maybe the crypto projects or the apps, they have to be more user friendly, or great user experience? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I've already thought about this before, and the problem is not about the education or the application or the friendliness of the application, because you see, these are common for both men and women. So both men and women would need education in crypto. Both men and women would need a user-friendly app. Both men and women have the same understanding. If you give them certain info, they would use that info the same way, because we have like kind of the same brain. So, but the problem is not here. The problem is that it's more about the psychology of women. We women are used to not go towards this side of the world, like the tech, the economy, the money, the investing, all of these things. I mean, if you see also the percentages of women who are actually into investments or into making their own business or even into like kind of entering this tech world, it's much less than men. But that's because the women themselves are used to not kind of participate in those kind of events or those kind of advancements. So I believe it's just by trying to influence those women and trying to like address them more. So like using women influencers, for instance. Like women influencers could be really helpful because, and by influencers, I mean KOLs, precisely, key opinion leaders, because, those key opinion leaders, they are much more knowledgeable in what they're doing. They are targeting a specific topic. They are talking on behalf of like this specific topic and trying to explain it to the world out there. So if kind of we split this group of KOLs into men and women so that the target audience becomes broader and broader, this would help women actually become more like interested in the field of trading and crypto and even like the metaverse and all of these things. This is one. And two, it's more about, in general, like starting from zero. You should educate women not on crypto, but on knowing that they could be interested in technology, they could be interested in, investments and making their own life plan. It's not all about, like the self-dependence, I think that is actually, it's being enhanced a lot. Like it's progressing in a good manner, but, slowly in some areas. So maybe it's this that we should resolve, and then, you would immediately see them into this world, because there is no difference in terms of application, in terms of technicalities. It's the same for men and women, I don't think this is an issue, actually. The issue is just the push that women need to start and like get into that world, like whenever their freedom allows them, So,
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting. No, because actually, I'd like to take in a couple of steps back, because you mentioned about women influencers. So, I would say the correct term you mentioned was KOLs, key opinion leaders. So, but I'm kind of personally curious to know about your experience working with KOLs. I mean, could you kind of share some light on that, just for the audience to kind of, get a good understanding what it's like to deal with, some of these key opinion leaders, or I guess the street term would be influencers, So I think that will help, help bridge the gap in understanding who they are and how you deal with them.
Definitely. I mean, first, let me explain what's the difference between an influencer and a KOL, because
there's a difference. Okay, I didn't know that. Sorry. All this time I've been thinking it's just both the same thing, really. Okay, please educate me on that. All right, this is good. This is good. I like this.
I mean, KOLs are an emerging type of influencers, and this terminology, key opinion leaders, it started in Asia. It got really famous there because they had a lot of influencers, and it became harder and harder to pick certain influencers for certain brands this easily. So people try to shift from like those social lifestyle influencers into people who are knowledgeable in what they are doing. For example, you could find a doctor that is a KOL just by, spreading knowledge and, giving out facts and opinions about a certain topic. So this started existing in medical fields and in architectural fields and these things. So they are, they emerge from influencers, but they are not our daily influencers that we see on social media only. They could also talk in public, not just on social media. And they don't have to always be verified or whatever, because in the end, they are credible people who you could trust in terms of speaking about a certain topic. So they kind of have a greater, a greater sway over their audience, and they can provide better access to a niche audience for a certain brand. This is like literally what they do. And, they are normally perceived to have a stronger authority in their industry. So their targets are normally more interested in their own topics, and they discuss, those things on social media and in public, and on also the news media platforms. So, yeah. And KOL marketing is one of the most effective marketing strategies recently, because the fan base is already ready. It's there. When you say a crypto KOL, it means all his fan base is a crypto community, or for example, crypto enthusiasts or amateurs, beginners. Mm-hmm. Those people are following this person because they want to have more knowledge. They don't care about what the person is eating or what he's doing, but it's more about give me those crypto answers, give me this knowledge about crypto. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nevertheless, we are facing some problems, because,
all right.
Yeah, we were predicting last year, actually, that in 2022, partnering with KOLs would be harder because, suddenly you would see a huge number of KOLs emerging from I don't know where, and you would see a lot of people with a lot of followers, and you would wonder what happened. Where did all of these come from? So we're facing a lot of offers, a lot of suggestions and promotional activities, and then it becomes much harder on us to kind of choose who to work with. Even though there is a way to do that, but it became harder because everyone now who owns any social media platform and has more than 1,000 followers think they can be influencers or KOLs, which is not the case, in fact, Yeah. Let me tell you why it's not the case, actually, because first of all, the market of influencers became very competitive, and they themselves are in competition, with one another.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. But, they would literally compete dollar to dollar, to find the perfect brand to promote or to become ambassadors for a certain brand. And the problem is that those people, they are split into groups, which is normal. You would we have the micro influencers, we have the macro, we have the mega influencers, and we also have celebrities. And this depends on the number of followers they have. For example, micro influencers might have, let's say, something less than 30,000 followers, like from 5,000 to 30,000 followers. That's micro influencer. And the huge problem is that today, macro influencers will usually not get out of bed. They would not get out of bed for less than $30,000 to $200,000 for one promotion. And this is not a joke. This is not a joke.
All right.
Yeah. So a blogger with around 100,000 followers will potentially, ask for approximately, $80,000 or $60,000 for a promotional video on their platforms, which is kind of, like scary because, I mean, it's a 5 to 7 minutes video, but then this is the price they are asking for. And these people are now limited to certain huge brands that are, at a lot of times not even effective, because I mean, even if you research it now on the internet, you could see that those macro influencers, they have really low engagement rates. So if you notice the comments, the likes, in accordance to their number of followers, it's much less than the ones that are received by micro influencers, which have less followers but more and more engagements, and they have this small, tiny group of people who are really trust them and really are following what they are saying. So now we are all redirected towards those small micro influencers, which we feel are better for our marketing strategy.
Interesting.
In this present time. So we are not looking for celebrities, we are not looking for macro influencers, unless it is, something that can go by once or twice a year. But other than that, it's really important to target those micro influencers which are really helpful and which they respect our recommendations, our guidelines, and they have really high engagement rates.
Interesting.
Yeah, these are some of the. Also, you could find a lot of people who have like a huge number of fake engagements, fake followers.
Oh yeah, I think that's pretty common, right? Yeah. That's very common.
But I mean,
unfortunately,
they master it now. They master it. I mean, you could find comments that are negative and positive, but they're fake. So I'm so glad that we have our own platform on which we can track those type of people. Yeah.
Sure. So, interesting. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know these negative comments are kind of obviously rampant, and I guess I was familiar that in the influencer space, in terms of engagement rates, and it has to be if it's around 5%, that's really great or whatever. Maybe I know that's a whole different metric, but I think to me it's sort of a good news that a lot of people are trusting micro influencers because they're small. Okay, then they're not it's not really a big deal, but I like the fact that they have a really close connection to their small community, and I think it's I think for us here at XT.com, we get to test it out and see the social dynamics, help us have a better understanding before we go big. But talking about going big, as a KOL manager, if I were to ask you, who would be your dream KOL partner that you would like to work with, whether with XT.com or something, or maybe XT.com, but also maybe another KOL partner, like a dream partnership you would love to make it happen?
Yeah, that's kind of a cool question actually, because a lot of things are just coming to my mind right now.
Okay, all right.
First, I'm working on being a KOL myself.
Nice, okay, cool. I like that.
So that's my first dream at the moment.
Hey,
so I would like to share my opinions. Yeah. So let's see how this goes.
That's good.
Yeah, and now if I want to be talking from a biased kind of point of view, there are some people that I would like to personally work with and be in contact with, because that would bring us more credibility, but also that would bring us more information, and they are interesting to know and to talk to. For example, let me name that one. There's this co-founder of Ethereum. He's called Vitalik Buterin, I think.
Okay, Vitalik Buterin.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this one, the way he describes what's happening in the crypto market and the way his followers are really into his opinions and the way, he's kind of objective, but also sometimes subjective. You get to trust him. And he's been growing around 4 million followers on his Twitter account, which is also one of the very nice, things to see. I mean, he has approximately 4 million followers, which is great. And, he's also the co-founder of Bitcoin Magazine. And this is it's the top magazine for crypto recently. So I think that getting in contact with that person would be actually amazing. It's kind of hard, but yeah, we can always try. I mean, I can't really put it aside, because I think that here at XT we can do that. Maybe we should wait a little while to like be more known in this market here.
Sure. Okay.
And I think anything of that sort would be possible then after. And if I want to be a little too dreamy about your question right now, I will tell you
dream big,
that,
dream big, please, dream big.
I mean, let's go to this Elon Musk person and try to,
all right, okay,
try to kind of be like, hey, richest person in the world, we want to kind of have some discussions with you, and I mean, that person is just a genius, according to me. I mean, other than his inventions and creations and all of these things. But I mean, he could be considered as, how do we say? He's the alpha person, alpha influencer in the in the crypto world. I mean, he's literally, he's the main influencer in that, to a point where anything that he says or anything that he jokes about can literally change the market. So I mean, this is kind of funny, but that's just a dream, I don't think he even recommends any of the ways of trading, but he'd rather talk about crypto itself. So but I mean, it's very interesting that his sayings have an impact to a point where Musk effect, came to be coined in the cryptocurrency world. So
I think that's that's fascinating because I mean, I do sometimes follow Elon Musk, and I think he people love him or people hate him. I think that's I think to me that's one of what do you say, a point or an example of what an alpha leader is. And of course you're going to get some disagreements from one side of the I guess the town square arguments, and then you got the supporters on the other side of the town square.
Definitely.
And of course, there's a lot of controversy with him. Okay, him buying, Bitcoin Core, BTC, and also Dogecoin. He talks about that, which is, I mean, there's some interesting arguments, but at the same time, for me, I'm thinking, yo, Elon, bro, like, why Dogecoin? There's some other better coins out there. But, of course, this is where crypto Twitter goes crazy, and it's kind of fun. It is very entertaining. So, but that's what I've always find your job kind of interesting is, the kind of people that you work with. It's really a special segment of the society where these people have, I would, in a rough sense, wealth. They have the power and influence. These three is, I mean, it's really powerful. I mean, you could definitely have an effect. You can make a good change. You could be kind of like a Jedi, doing something good, or you can join the dark side and do all kinds of craziness. So, would you kind of agree with that statement? I mean,
definitely. I mean, going back to Musk, actually, in the end, Elon Musk is a human being. So sometimes he might wake up and feel like doing something and sharing it on social media, but he just doesn't have that opportunity with all the freedom, because he knows that the moment he talks about something, it's gonna literally change the whole course of things, But I feel like this could be a double-sided kind of opinion topic, because at some point you would feel like no one is obliged to do what he's doing, but then you would say that I mean, psychologically it's not easy to say that, because all of us want to kind of, do what these people are doing at some point in our lives. So that's one. And now coming to what you discussed regarding the influencers I'm trying to work with, they have the authority, and they have the wealth, and they have the influence, as you said, but in fact, the power they have over the fan base is not as strong as a celebrity like Musk or like, Buterin. It's different, because in the end, you would see people giving their opinions and by saying like, okay, so yeah, that person is saying this, what do you think? For Musk, you wouldn't find that very common because everyone would follow just blindly. But then for micro influencers and macro influencers, it's kind of different because you would find people discussing this with them since they answer people back. So they would reply back on the comments and they would have a discussion or something, which makes it like less, like I don't know how to say that, less formal of a thing.
Okay. Yeah.
So and here at XT, we are not trying to guide the market or to guide the traders. We are actually only trying to promote what we could do to help them out in terms of our academy, XT Academy, or and XT Labs, always wanting to support startups and even fund them if they made sense, and even like for XT NFT, where like everyone has the right to share whichever artwork they believe in and stuff like that. So what we're trying to do with those influencers is to actually try to promote this side of our platform and what we offer, what we are, and how social we are, how present we are in society. So I don't think anybody has a problem with that, and this is why our work with influencers is kind of cool and like free of any kind of issues or attacks, So
all right, first of all, Lara, thank you for like giving us a pretty cool insight about what it takes to be what to work as a KOL and working with a KOL, and also the difference between a KOL and influencer. Today I learned something, Lara. Today I learned something new. And also, talking about the space, I would like to kind of like, finish up this episode with obviously with a focus on, helping, we talked about, helping women understand technology and trying to create communities. I would like to kind of like get in much more deeper with regards to not only just women, but also young talent entering into the crypto blockchain space. And, it is pretty attractive, even with the bear market. I know there's a lot of people, they are excited about crypto and blockchain. I mean, you don't need to know so much, but you do have a vision, a future. You have a sense that, hey, wait, things are going up. Things are changing. Crypto is changing the way we are doing things, the way we are living our life. Blockchain is going to be the leading technology amongst machine learning, AI. So I guess, with what you have been through, what you have learned and your experience, I guess I would love to hear your thoughts on, how if women, young women entering the space, I mean, what would be your guidance, your advice for helping women enter into this space in a better footing and be more prepared entering into this wild space of crypto and blockchain?
First of all, this is a very important question because I asked myself this question before entering this whole world of crypto. So, as a first thing I would recommend is to never get into that world if you're not ready. And by ready, I mean it's never a definite way of making money. So never consider that, this is the way, now we have no other options, we are going to make money out of this. Because at first, you really need to put this budget of trial and error, and you really need to test yourself within the market, and you really need to test your emotions, in regards to the trading activities and to the tokens and all of these things. Because, at first, you do have a huge chance of losing, and you do have a huge chance of changing your life. So let it be a trial at first. So never go all in, invest all your money and believe in something 100%, because that's life and it's this way for everything. So get the proper education and make an experiment first with maybe some small amounts of money, and don't be shy, because I heard a lot of people be like, yeah, but what are you doing? Like, is it just, $100 that you, just say, yes, I want to try, I want to learn.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then
that's good.
I would actually try to practice what I've learned in like more advanced kind of trading activities or even projects, or even, and like be excited, but don't get too excited, because I know it's something new and it's cool and it's trendy and a lot of people are doing it and all of these things, but in the end, this is not, it's not like you're trying to play a game and then you could either win or lose and there's no difference. This could literally cause you a lot of problems, as it could change your life into a better one. So like really don't make fast steps, don't jump in like blindly, and have the proper education, the proper information, read about it, ask people, don't be shy, and just get in, because I think that everyone should get in, everyone should be should learn what this is. This is the new technology. This is something that you will see almost everywhere. This is something that you might later on use as a payment method, and it could be the only payment method. This is something that I'm already considering.
Possible. Anything is possible, right?
Yeah. I mean, it could be, because now airlines are accepting this, like some of them.
I didn't know about that. I didn't know about that. That's
some
pretty cool.
Airlines are accepting like you buying a ticket for like an exchange of tokens or something. So.
All right, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So which gives you a kind of a sense that someday maybe a lot of things are going to be bought and sold this way. So why not? Let's just get let's be early. Let's get in this early enough.
That's good news. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I think it's really important, and also like in regards to projects in the metaverse and NFTs and all of these quite exciting things. I mean, now you see everyone is trying to create their own projects or NFTs and stuff. I'd say also like have a certain value for these things. I mean, do something that the society needs, because if the society is going to be moved towards a 100% digital world, then this world would also have something that the society would need. It's not just about art, and it's not just about creating things and selling them, and it's not just about following what celebrities are doing, but it's more of like, you want to create something and you know that the world is shifting towards that thing, then try to create something that everyone is going to need, or that everyone is going to like, make it functional at least. So
All right. No, that's really good. Thank you for sharing that. I think that's going to be really helpful for a lot of women to like slowly get into the space, and also having that awareness, and also learning to be prepared for a new future coming in. So last but not least, just want to end this. It's a really fun personal interview. It's interesting. I learned a lot from you. I consider myself as not just part of XT.com, but also part of the crypto blockchain industry. So for me, I'm thinking from a much more bigger perspective. I would like to ask you, like how we as the crypto blockchain community, the industry, how can we be of service to women in the space?
Good question, actually, also. So as I said before, don't just target, when you open a certain discussion about crypto or about blockchain, and you see that like in a room where everyone is present, men and women, try to kind of direct your talk to everybody. Try to kind of include more women in those ideas. In every single project that I have met with or encountered or listened to, there were really very crucial female either like designers or like
a co-founder
agents.
or something.
Yes. So they are there. They are more silent than like the people presenting the projects, but
that's true. That's so true.
Like we've seen that, and especially here, like in everywhere, in all the exchange companies, and you get to see that. You get to see people coming, presenting projects, attending events. The majority is men and guys, and you see that very like crucial elements of a project could be women, and they could really like make this work in a very much like, you know, in a much needed way. So
yeah,
maybe we should also like raise their voice. They should also speak up. They should also share their experiences. Like we should also encourage this specific thing. I mean, okay, if you are an owner of an NFT project, but then the designer is a woman, then go ahead and present that designer. Talk about her.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
right? Okay.
Get them somewhere. You know, and so it's this, you know, like targeting both men and women, giving them, educating everybody. I'm not going to say educate women because everybody needs education in that regard. But yeah, like educate everybody. And also I invite women themselves to like try and become more interested and try and speculate about these things, because, you know, in the end, everyone should follow the technology, the trends. And if this is something that's going to be everywhere, I mean, all of us should kind of be in this and experience this and try to, you know, try ourselves in these kind of fields. So yeah.
Yeah, I know that's awesome. I think like, you know, from my side and maybe other people in the industry too, you know, they definitely want to be more welcoming, more open, and just try to create a pretty comfortable environment, not just for women, but other new people coming into the space too. Because I think, to me, what I personally care about is crypto adoption, and how we can do that is empowering women in tech and in innovation. So that's something, I think so some of the points you laid out, I think it's fantastic, and definitely would love to put it in action, but I can't do it by myself. I would need you, Lara, and many other women in tech and innovation to, you know what, to kind of take some, you know, be on the leading edge. Let's put it that way. So would you be up for that challenge maybe later on in the future?
Of course. I mean,
all right. Okay.
am, you know, like,
nicely done.
XT also like more than half the team is made of women, you know, like it's pretty remarkable to, you know, to talk about, because
XT.com community. Now you know.
Yeah.
Also, anyway, okay, we got to put this thing to an end. But it is, hey, look, it's a great episode. Thank you for being the first one, just talking about women in tech and innovation. And definitely we want to have more stories, and not just simply educate, you know, just technical stuff, but really enlighten people, bring enlightenment to women, to people of all levels in society, to see how crypto and blockchain can revolutionize the internet, information, and money. So that being said, I think, hey, Lara, thank you for your time. Really appreciate it. So do you have any last words for us before we put this to an end?
Thank you, Marcus. Thank you so much for having me in this podcast. I really enjoyed sharing my opinion, especially in regards to women in crypto, and, you know, the subject of influencers that I'm recently dealing with here at XT. And it's been my pleasure to be part of that, and always ready for more.
Awesome. All right. Anyways, XT.com fam, we got to go. We got to make things happen. You know, crypto is a 24-hour deal. So anyways, thank you for tuning in. Y'all be good. Y'all be safe. And we will talk to you soon. The best is yet to come here at XT.com. And we're going to have more XTeams Series in place, so you'll be the first to know. So check out our socials, and also, hey, you can also find Lara on LinkedIn. So hey, give her a follow, give her a connect, and you'll see more of her thought leadership in crypto and blockchain. So look, I gotta go. I'm getting suntan. And I need water. So hey, we gotta go. Anyways, thank you for your time. Y'all be good. Thanks, and take care. Bye for now.
Bye. Thank you. See you.